Hello, everyone, this is your host Shubham and I welcome you to Longswitch Academy. Today, we're diving into the exciting world of Lightning Web Components, a framework developed by Salesforce for building dynamic user interfaces on the Lightning platform. Whether you are a seasoned Salesforce developer or just getting started with Lightning Web development, this video is your gateway to get the overview of LWC and understanding its key features. This is the episode 2 of our course on understanding fundamentals of Salesforce Lightning Web Components. Before we begin, subscribe now to our channel and click that notification bell icon so that you never miss an update from us. Let's begin. To kick things off, let's get a high-level understanding of what Lightning Web Components are and why they matter in the Salesforce ecosystem. Lightning Web Components, or LWC for short, represent a shift towards modern web standards, bringing the power of web components to Salesforce development. This means Salesforce is moving away from the previous Aura framework to embrace a more modular, reusable, and developer-friendly approach. By now you must have figured it out that LWC stands for Lightning Web Components. If I have to put a definition for the LWC, then I would put it like this. Lightning Web Components is a framework and programming model developed by Salesforce for building web applications on the Salesforce Lightning platform. It must be sounding too bookish to you. Let's simplify the purpose of LWC in the world of Salesforce. I have a small story to tell, please listen to it. In the world of business tools, Salesforce is like a superhero that helps companies keep track of their customers and important information. But these companies wanted to create special online tools that work smoothly with Salesforce, like sidekicks to our superhero. So, Salesforce created something called Lightning Web Components, LWC. Think of LWC as a toolbox full of special building blocks. Each block has its own job, like one for showing customer details, another for handling orders, and so on. To help companies build these online tools, Salesforce gave them a set of rules, kind of like a recipe. This recipe, known as a programming model, tells them exactly how to use these special building blocks, LWC, to create their online tools. Now, companies happily started building their own special online world using Lightning Web Components. These tools were like superhero sidekicks. They understood and worked seamlessly with Salesforce, making everything work together smoothly. And that's how Lightning Web Components, the special toolbox and rules from Salesforce, helped companies create their special online tools that teamed up perfectly with the Salesforce superhero. Now that we have a sense of what LWC is, let's explore its key features that make it stand out. We'll be delving into the component-based architecture, the use of web standards and open source, seamless integration with Salesforce, and the developer-friendly tooling provided by Salesforce. Each of these features contributes to a more efficient and modular development experience. The first key feature is component-based architecture. Let's understand this with a practical manner. In the world of business software, a group of smart Salesforce developers at Longswitch wanted to build efficient and elegant solutions. They turned to a powerful set of tools called Lightning Web Components, LWC. Think of these components as special tools, each with a specific job. What makes these tools special is that each one keeps its job separate from the others, like different experts doing their own tasks without interfering. The developers realized they could combine these tools to create tailored solutions. Imagine a fancy dashboard for managing customer relationships. One tool showed detailed customer interactions, another managed workflow logic, and the third made sure everything looked nice. This approach made the developers' lives easier. If they needed to fix or improve something, they only had to focus on the specific tool responsible for that part. And so, the component-based nature of Lightning Web Components makes Salesforce development straightforward and efficient. Let's take a quick overview of component-based nature of LWC. We have created a small code demo to demonstrate this. In the attached code demo, you can see that we have created two child Lightning Web Components named EMP Basic Details and EMP Contact respectively. Then we used these two components in a parent LWC component named Employee Card. This example clearly explains the component-based nature of LWC framework, where the child components can do their own respective job without affecting each other. To establish this fact, we just tried changing one of the child component named EMP basic details to have one for attribute called last name. As we changed the child component, you must have noticed that nothing but just that child component got updated. We leave you with this demo. You can take a good look at it. In case you need a specific tutorial for explaining the component-based architecture in LWC, then do let us know in the comment section down below. The second key feature is web standards. In the world of Salesforce development, the smart team at Longswitch wanted to boost their coding skills. They decided to use Lightning Web Components, LWC, a powerful tool in Salesforce, along with the modern ECMAScript 6, ES6, for JavaScript. ES6 is like a set of cool tools that make coding easier. It brings in features like classes for organized code, arrow functions for simpler syntax, and modules to keep things modular. This modern touch not only made coding smoother but also made the code shorter and easier to understand. As the team explored this, they found that Lightning Web Components not only worked well with ES6 but also kept things simple. They used standard HTML and CSS, which are like the basics in web development. This made it easier for developers, giving them a friendly environment to work in. In a nutshell, the combination of Lightning Web Components and ES6 turned out to be a great boost for Longswitch team. The result was not only technically advanced but also looked good, following the latest and easiest ways to code in Salesforce. The third key feature is lightweight and fast. In the world of Salesforce, the smart team at Longswitch wanted their apps to be faster and more efficient. They switched to using Lightning Web Components, LWC, a newer technology. They found that LWC takes up less space when running compared to the old Aura framework. This means that when users open the app, it loads faster, making everything work more smoothly. This efficiency is super important, especially when dealing with big business applications. These applications have lots of data and processes going on, so making things quick and responsive is key for users to get their work done fast. So, by using Lightning Web Components, Longswitch made their Salesforce apps faster and more efficient, giving users a better and quicker experience. The fourth key feature is event-driven architecture. Let's understand this with a practical scenario. In the world of Salesforce, the clever team at Longswitch discovered a powerful way for different parts of their applications to talk to each other using something called events in Lightning Web Components, LWC. Think of events as messages that components use to share information. What's cool about this is that components can communicate without being tightly connected. It's like each component can do its own thing without worrying too much about the others. This flexibility makes it easy to change or replace components without causing problems in the whole system. The way it works is like a dance. One component can send out an event to announce something has changed, and other components that want to know about it can listen and react. It's a smooth way for different parts of the application to work together without getting tangled up. As Longswitch adopted this event system, their components became like well-coordinated performers in a show. Each component could do its job without needing to know all the details about what the others were doing. The result was a system that worked together seamlessly, and it made things easier to organize and maintain. So, by using events in Lightning Web Components, Longswitch made their Salesforce applications more flexible and efficient. Let's take a quick overview of event-based approach in LWC. We have created a small code demo to demonstrate this. In the attached code demo, you can see that we have created one child Lightning Web Components named EMP Basic Details and a parent component named Employee Card respectively. In the child LWC, that is EMP Basic Details component, we have defined one Lightning input element. For that input element, we are handling onChange event, storing the input value in the local track attribute named name. After that value is stored in the local attribute, we are dispatching an event named name change to its parent component. Then we configured the parent component, in this case the EMP contact LWC, to listen to the event dispatched from its child component. The event listener function in parent component then tries to fetch the values sent from the child component and update the local track attribute in the parent component. Once the parent attribute is updated, the user interface is reflected immediately with the latest value. So this is the basic working of events in LWC. One important thing to notice, events can be exchanged from both the directions, that is from parent to child and child to parent LWC. If you are getting value from your videos, then please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Let's move on to the next key feature. The fifth key feature is integration with Salesforce data. Let's understand this with an example. In the world of Salesforce, the smart team at Longswitch discovered that Lightning Web Components (LWC) can smoothly work with the Lightning Data Service (LDS). This combination provides an easy and efficient way to deal with data in Salesforce without writing a lot of complex code. Imagine it like having a smart assistant (LDS) that helps you talk to Salesforce and manage your data without getting into the nitty-gritty details of coding. With this setup, developers can easily get and store data from Salesforce, and even make changes like adding, reading, updating, or deleting records without writing a ton of complicated code. For Longswitch, this meant they could do more with less effort. They could fetch and handle Salesforce data in a simpler way, saving time and making their applications work better. So, by using Lightning Web Components with the Lightning Data Service, Longswitch made their Salesforce development smoother and more efficient. And that's how this smart integration became a game changer in Longswitch's Salesforce journey. The sixth key feature is open source. Let's understand this with a practical example. In the world of Salesforce development, Lightning Web Components, LWC, is like an open book. It's open source and available on GitHub, a platform for sharing code. This openness is an invitation for developers everywhere to get involved. For Longswitch developers, this means they can not only use Lightning Web Components but also contribute to its improvement. They can report issues they find or suggest ways to make it better. It's like being part of a big team working together to enhance the capabilities of the framework. This open approach creates a transparent view into how Lightning Web Components is developed. It builds trust in the Salesforce community and encourages collaboration. Developers from different places can openly share ideas, propose changes, and bring innovation to the framework. It's a dynamic environment where everyone's input matters. So, in the story of Lightning Web Components, its open source nature on GitHub becomes a bridge that connects developers worldwide, creating a culture of shared contributions and ongoing improvement. The seventh key feature is developer-friendly tooling. Let's understand with an example. Absolutely. Let's simplify the language. In the world of Salesforce development, the platform offers some handy tools to make the developer's job easier. One of these tools is the Lightning Web Components Playground, an online space where developers can try out and test their components. It's like a virtual workshop where they can experiment without affecting the main Salesforce setup. Another helpful tool is the Salesforce extension for Visual Studio Code. It's like a powerful assistant for developers working with code. It gives features like suggesting code, making the code look better with different colors, and helping find and fix errors. For Longswitch developers, these tools are like a super smart kit. The playground is where they can play around and test things, and Visual Studio Code is like a smart helper that makes coding easier and more efficient. The eighth key feature is compatibility and interoperability. Let's understand this with an example. In the world of Salesforce, the introduction of Lightning Web Components, LWC, is like a step-by-step journey. It allows organizations to keep using their existing Aura components while gradually transitioning to the new framework. Think of it as a bridge between what's been working and what's new. This mix of old and new ensures that the time and money invested in the older Aura components aren't wasted. Instead, they seamlessly fit into the evolving Salesforce setup. This isn't just a technical thing, it's a smart strategy. Organizations can decide how fast or slow they want to move to Lightning Web Components. It's like having a personalized roadmap, letting them adopt the new features without disrupting ongoing projects. For Longswitch and other companies, this approach becomes a key part of their Salesforce plans. They can make the shift at their own pace, keeping things running smoothly without losing what they've already built. So, the mix of Lightning Web Components with existing Aura components becomes a smart way for organizations to smoothly move towards the future of Salesforce development. With this, we are closing the LWC Key Features segment. Before we move forward, I would like to highlight something on these key features. By combining these features, Lightning Web Components offer a modern and flexible development model for building user interfaces on the Salesforce Lightning platform, empowering developers to create scalable and efficient applications. Thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of our tech community. Your presence and engagement mean the world to us. Subscribe now to learn and grow with us and to stay updated with our latest videos. Your support truly makes a difference. Until next time, happy coding. This is your host Shubham bidding you a bye. Take care.